For the last couple years, I've been working in front of what is basically the best monitor Apple has ever made. This setup here, new, cost $7,000. And well, a few days ago, I unplugged it. I boxed it up and I replaced it with two much cheaper displays instead. Look, I know how that sounds and I've been here before. I've spent the last several months swapping displays, just trying to see what setup feels right. The XDR for a while was basically supposed to just be the end of the road, the last monitor really I ever bought, but of course I can't leave anything alone. So I went and tried that Koicon monitor, which I'll leave that video down below. I absolutely love that, still have it and use it, but for my main setup, it wasn't quite right. And so now I went and did something that for me, I swore I was never going to do again because I did it in the past, but just didn't really love it. But I'm here again. I went back to dual monitors. And the problem is, I don't know that this is actually going to stick. There is a real big chance that by the end of this, I'm gonna be packing these up and going on to something new, but I'm giving it a real shot, using it for actual work every single day for the last few weeks. And really, I'm doing it to answer a simple question, which is two of something that is pretty good, actually better than just getting one of the actual best. And well, a couple days in, something happened that kind of made me rethink this whole thing. But before I get to whether I'm keeping this, well, let me lay out exactly what I'm trying to figure out here because, well, there's three things on the table really. One, is two displays actually more productive for the way I work, or does it just kind of look cool and give me more stuff to manage? Two, are the studio displays, the ones I went with here, even good enough for what I want these displays to do? Because I'm going from the XDR and this might not seem like the most obvious upgrade. And three, the big one, can I actually live like this? Or am I going to miss my one giant screen and this second one is just kind of a novelty and it's gonna wear off? Here's the thing that nobody really talks about when going to dual monitors. The monitors themselves, that's the easy part. It's everything around them that starts to become a problem and why I kind of swore them off a long time ago. The second you put two displays on your desk, well, you like lose half your surface area here. You got cables, you got stands, you got all this nest of things. Your desk is certainly not tidy anymore. And for me, being someone that really cares about how my desk setup looks, making sure everything is straight, making sure everything is even and exactly placed where I want it to be, well, it's easier said than done a lot of the times. Now for my setup here, I did fix all of that and I'll show you exactly how in a few minutes, but the messy desk, that whole situation wasn't really what my issue was with this whole thing. The thing that made me almost quit this whole setup and just kind of box everything up was a bigger question, whether these displays are even worth keeping in the first place. Are the studio displays actually good enough that I want two of them in front of me instead of just my regular setup from before? Because on paper, going from the Pro Display XDR to these is a major downgrade. The XDR is a 6K 1600 nit max mini LED display with real HDR and contrast that is still embarrasses many displays on the market right now when you put it on your desk. The studio display, on the other hand, it's only 5K, 600 nits, it's a normal LED backlight, there's no HDR, no local dimming. So in pure quality terms, this monitor is not nearly as good as what I just boxed up, and two of them isn't either. But here's the thing that most people kind of glance over. For 90% of what I do every single day, so I'm talking like writing, photo editing, browsing, cutting timelines, you know, just having way too many tabs open in Safari, for those types of things, I could not tell you that it's a downgrade at all. And there's a real reason for why that is. One that many people would just not even consider is that both these displays are 218 pixels per inch. So they're both the same retina density when it comes to like what you're looking at in front of you. So the sharpness, the clarity, just the way everything looks, it's exactly the same between these two monitors. Now, that's not to say there's no differences here. If you do HDR work when you're grading video or you just watch a lot of HDR content, you like that punchy, really like glowy look that you get from HDR. Well, the XDR does that great. These just don't do that. I mean, they're bright and they're color accurate and they're really nice to look at, but it's not the same thing. But then there's the other side of the coin, which is things that the XDR simply doesn't have, like speakers, a webcam, a built-in microphone, things that you would kind of expect to have for the price point. Well, these have them built right in. The biggest issue we have with these monitors really is kind of the same old tale that we get from Apple. The monitor's pretty old in terms of the technology built in. There wasn't that much of an upgrade from the last generation. Doesn't have things like 120 hertz. They make you go up to the XDR XDR, the new XDR for that. On paper, I can totally see why this does not seem like the best monitor decision. But even with that in mind, I mean, here they are on my desk, and it's what I've been using and actually kind of enjoying. But before we keep going, remember I talked about that disaster on my desk that I fixed? Well, this is how I did it, and it brings us to today's sponsor, which is Huanwo. They make this, the Flow Lift Pro, and this is their dual monitor arm version. And look, monitor arms for me are kind of a love-hate relationship. I don't really like them that much because they don't really work the way I want them to. I think back to all the monitor arms I've used over the years, and they all kind of have the same issues. You set them to the perfect height that you want, and then a few days later, you just kind of see everything moving. It's sagging, it's twisted, it's just not exactly what it's supposed to be. And that's because there's actually usually a gas piston inside of these arms that are slowly losing pressure. And so that's exactly what Huanwo is battling here. This one is mechanical instead. It's using a spring, not gas. And what that means is that so far it's staying exactly where I put it because I can actually tension it exactly where I need. There's this little window there where you can actually see the tension and twist it to balance it out so it's exactly where you want it to be. And once you set it, well, it doesn't creep, which is kind of the whole point here. And because this is clamped to the desk itself, you don't need any stands or anything like that. It cleans up all that clutter that I was talking about earlier. And it's the single biggest reason for me that you can have two monitors like this and still feel like it's not cluttered and taking up all the space on your desk. Plus, it has cable management built in through each arm as well, so you can run that through and keep everything clean. And setting it up is super easy. You just set it on the desk and you can click your monitor right on, super secure. You could do it by yourself, which sometimes is not always the case. And so yeah, that's kind of the whole difference here. You can have two stands eating your entire desk with a sore neck at 5 p.m. because you're kind of crouching in the wrong angle, or you can have both of your screens kind of floating here exactly where you want them at eye level. Having a good monitor arm like this is essential. I'll leave an Amazon link down below and be sure to check it because you can use Amazon's code and my code together. You can get it for around $30, which is an absolute steal. Okay, so back to the question that actually matters. Can I actually live with this setup, or do I just want to go back to one big screen? And after living with it, there's a few things that took some time and I didn't really expect. For years, I told myself that one single big display was cleaner, simpler, just better. But the second I had these two screens set up and kind of, settled into it, the workflow really started to make sense. The thing I was working on lived on the screen in front of me, and everything else was able to be pushed to the second screen. So, in front of me, let's say I'm working on a video, I'm editing here. On the other one, I can have a Safari window open. I can have my email. I can have my research. Whatever I'm doing, I can have them both up at the same time. Now, I know this is not revolutionary in any way. Dual monitors have been around forever, but when you actually start to kind of put it to work, it makes a lot of sense, which again, I know, but it works. But I think the bigger thing is I just kind of forgot how much friction I was actually experiencing with just that single screen life. And actually something interesting that kind of made me think of this is because I use my Vision Pro so often as my Mac virtual display, that actually kind of was what intrigued me into going back to this dual monitor setup. Because when I'm in Vision Pro, I can have my monitor as big as I want. I'll go to like a widescreen monitor and I can have multiple apps open at the same time. It kind of gives you the same effect of having multiple screens on your desk as well. And I had really come to love that setup. But every time I would take it off, well, I was back to that one singular screen. So this is kind of like having that same versatility, but just without needing to go virtual. But that's not to say it's all rainbows here, because there is a few aesthetic things that I just simply don't love about this setup. The biggest one being that there's just this huge gap in the middle of your screens. Right in the middle of your eye line, there's just a bezel there. One giant display will keep everything clean, uninterrupted. You just get your screen, and no matter how nice your setup is, you are going to be looking at two monitors. I know a lot of people might not care about that at all, but I care about what I'm looking at. I care about how my setup looks, and this is something that bugs me more than I'd like to admit. And in the past, it's why I've kind of ditched this setup. So that's kind of where I'm torn. The aesthetic of what my desk looks like and what I'm looking at every single day, and the utility of having these monitors. That's kind of the battle going on in my head. But here is the whole setup I'm using right now, and so far, I am actually enjoying it. So I've got those two studio displays up on the arm, like I told you. Everything is sitting exactly where I want it. Then I have my speakers here, which are the Kanto Aura MW, which by the way, I'll leave a link down below, all the things for my setup here. These speakers are pretty good for how small they are, which is really what I was looking for, just something small that gave me some audio that wasn't just the built-in speakers here. They work. For my keyboard and mouse, the mouse I'm using is the Logitech MX Master 4. This is just a tried and true. If you're looking for a mouse, this is probably the first place I'd start. I've used pretty much every single version of the MX over the years, and well, I still love this one. For my keyboard, this is my favorite keyboard I've ever used. I absolutely love this thing. I would buy it again if I needed to. This is the Keychron K2HE, but it's the concrete edition. So it actually is made of concrete. It is super heavy and dense. I just love it. It sounds great. It feels great to type on. This is my #1 keyboard recommendation. And again, I'd buy it again if I needed to. And next to it, always here, is my notepad. This is from GroveMade. It's the GroveMade notepad. It's this like really thin one, but I've really taken to writing things down on actual paper. For that, I use this pen, which is the Lamy Safari, but the ballpoint version. So this is like my setup. Every day I'll go through and do a to-do list for the day, everything I need to do, and just doing it on paper and having it right here on my desk all day means I have gotten so many more things done because, well, I just don't forget. And lastly, on top of the desk is my Vision Pro. I absolutely love this. I use it all the time. I often say that if I had to buy all my stuff again, the Vision Pro would be one of the first things I buy again. It's definitely like top 5 products for me. I love it. I use it. I'll be talking about that more in another video though. But that's kind of it for the top of the desk, and I love keeping it as clean as possible. So in order to, have everything function here, you'll notice there's like no computer or anything. That's all actually underneath my desk, which is kind of a mess right now, but it's going to get tidied up hopefully at some point. But my laptop slides in here and docks into the monitors. Next to that, I have all my kind of IO ports. So I have a CFast reader for dumping footage. I have a custom 3D printed dock for my T7 Shield SSDs, so I can slot those in here. And all of that is plugged into the CalDigit TS4, which is my hub here, which also has SD card slots and everything I need to plug in. And so all of that keeps everything tidy, but really functional. I have everything I need just in this one spot. And then on the left, you'll notice it's kind of like an L desk. This is actually 2 desks I put together. But on the left here is where I can kind of stage things that I'm working on, and it's not right in front of my computer, but I can still, have everything here. And the last thing I'll talk about here is the chair. I made a full video on this, so I'll leave that link down below, but this is genuinely my favorite chair. It is the Librenovo Omni. If you are in the market for a great desk chair, this is the first place I would steer you. Again, I absolutely love it. And so yeah, this is kind of the cleanest my desk setup has looked in a while. I really enjoy it. The aesthetic for me is incredibly important. It's a reason why I create this setups. And honestly, I wonder if the reason I wanted to try these new monitors was just so I can tear things down and try something new. If you've ever reorganized your entire desk just to avoid doing the actual work, then you already know what I'm talking about. But none of that answers the question that I actually started with this whole thing. Am I actually keeping these monitors? I'm keeping it. For now, at least. And the reason is actually kind of smaller than I initially expected. It's not really for the productivity, even though that really does help me in a lot of ways. It's more so that just having these 2 displays here kind of changes what it feels like to actually sit and work at my desk. It kind of makes it feel more intentional. It's not just something purely aesthetic. It's really here for me to get work done. The seam, it still bugs me. The 60 Hertz is not great. The HDR that I gave up sometimes is kind of annoying. And the 27 inches instead of the 32 inches of the XDR I used to have, that actually is probably my biggest complaint. But every day when I come to my desk here, sit down, it feels good. It feels right. But I'll be honest, if you ask me again in a month, I don't know where I'll be. I don't know if I'll still be using this setup. I have the privilege of being able to test a lot of things, and so we'll see where I end up. But for now, I'm back on the dual monitors, and it's working pretty well.